accident. Nobody wants to see children getting hit. So, or residents, and I think that this is a step in the right direction. And now, after seeing and physically using this device myself, I was out there with my officers all day. I fully support it. I think it's a wonderful thing. It's going to help us with the sight lines in some of these places. Zieglerville Road in particular, we have tremendous sight line problems there, and we went up there and scouted that, myself and Corporal Milligan this afternoon, and there is no doubt that that is going to work well up there.
Good.
So.
I have kind of two questions. You had indicated that you did do a traffic study for Little Road. Prior to giving this device back to North Coventry, would you be able to utilize that before the end of the year on Little Road, or are you waiting till you purchase your own
I
unit?
think that I would be overextending myself. Obviously, this is a loaned piece of equipment. The chief, who, as I said, is a personal friend, said keep it into January. But, you know, I think that what we wanted to do is we wanted to attack the areas that we saw that had the biggest problems right off. In speaking with the company that makes this, it's a company based out of Erie, Pennsylvania, and the turnaround time is very quick. So basically from the time that, there's not a wait time for the device to be made or manufactured, they have them on their shelf, they would ship it to us.
Could you
and we'd be
get
ready
it
to go.
now and just bill us in January?
I could ask that question. I could ask that question. I mean, we're very close to the end of the year, so that could be a possibility. Or maybe wait 2 weeks and then order it and then see what they would do
No,
with
just
that.
to get it
Usually it's
sooner.
net 30 in
Right,
most cases
right,
with
right.
purchases.
Right.
Okay, and my other question was, once this unit is purchased, when, let's be optimistic, when House Bill or the Bill 251 passes and radar is allowed to be used, I'm sure we'll be purchasing that technology.
Sure.
Can we still use that in tandem with the
Absolutely.
Enron? So
It's
that
not excluded by
it won't be
radar.
excluded.
Because this device really is designed for a traffic detail.
Great.
Radar is an individual
Yeah.
situation where the officer would be positioned in his vehicle by the side of the road and he clocks a car and then he goes
But
and
this-
stops it.
This is a
This
stationary
is
unit.
really stationary, so it's designed to be used in tandem with officers. In our case, you know, I'm not letting out any trade secrets.
No.
We set up right here in the parking lot. You know, I had my car, we had an unmarked car here in the parking lot of the township building. And then we had the officers at two ends. We did both ends. We had people down in the parking lot of the firehouse. We ran one direction, then we turned around, we took it down to the other side of Village. And it worked wonderfully. We ran at high traffic times so that we were making a presence. And now that we have some confidence with setting up and using the machine, you know, as I said, I think that it's a wonderful item and will go very well in tandem with the purchase of the traffic recorder for us addressing these issues. And the other thing that I wanted to point out is that our newest officer has also taken on the responsibility for us. She's going to be our traffic safety officer. And I encourage people that if you have specific problems, call in and ask for Megan Burns. She's on our mail system, and she's going to be responsible for setting these things up and going out and doing the enforcement. She has some background in traffic enforcement. So
that sounds
I think
wonderful,
that
but I
we're
just really
hopefully going to quell some of these issues that people have.
I
and
would really
concerns.
hope that you would address Little Road,
Well,
because that speeding
You
hasn't.
have my word, we will be there.
Okay, great, because it hasn't gotten better, it's only gotten worse.
Bob?
Yeah, Ron and Terry, I brought this up to you, the NRAD system, when Bob was away. This is what the chief was talking about. That was where I was asking you guys if you could make that expenditure of $4,100. It is great that North Coventry helped out.
Yeah.
That's the same, that the unit you used?
Yeah, I mean, this is the same unit. This is theirs is a couple of years old, but it's made by the same company. And this is the one person that makes it in Pennsylvania. And we would use a Pennsylvania distributor because under the PA bulletin, this is an approved device. So that's what we would have to go with.
Okay, very good.
So you'll look into whether or not we could pre-order,
I'll talk, I'll
whatever.
work with the chief, yeah.
We'll make a call tomorrow,
Okay.
find out if we can do that. I'm sure we can.
I have a quick question, if I can, completely curiosity. If you have that device set up facing the road and two cars pass it at
That's
the same
interesting.
time.
That's
Can it
very
tell
interesting.
which
I
one?
figured, I was waiting for somebody to ask me. It actually does cancel each other out because it's a beam. It's a beam that's emitted from one point to the other. So you can't run in both directions at the same time. So the device by default doesn't read, it cancels itself out. You gotta run one direction, but the thing that is nice is that if, let's say you had officers positioned at two ends of the roadway, and you have a car that comes by, you can switch with the head unit inside the car between which direction it's running. So you don't have to go recalibrate or reset up, so that if, say, for instance, we were running towards the firehouse, you know, and all of a sudden some guy comes ripping down the road, I could switch the direction and then say to the guys down on Village, here comes one. You know, so-
Remotely switch it.
remotely
Oh,
from the car.
awesome.
So they've kind of thought it out, and this obviously goes well beyond, it's the engineering of the unit, why it cancels each other out, but that is one thing they tell you up front, if you had two cars come through. And we had a couple scenarios like that where, just because of traffic flow. But the nice thing is that a lot of these roadways where we're having issues is that it's directional based on time. So we could go out in the morning, early in the morning, say set up at 6 a.m. and run towards the firehouse because people are coming this direction. Towards the end of the day, it's the opposite direction. It's the same way with Zieglerville, and we got that data from the radar recorder because it tells you the direction that people were traveling.
Right, so those were very helpful.
Very helpful. And in tandem, and it was kind of funny because these companies are not related, but in conversations that I've had with this manufacturer, I started to explain this, and the guy said to me, we should really get together with this other company because that's neat. I was telling him like how we were figuring some of this stuff out just by default, by seeing how these programs work. And as I said, this has been a big growth year for us technology-wise, so I'm feeling very happy about that.
Good.
So.
Just a quick question, is that a machine, does it have to be calibrated annually, or?
Yes,
Okay.
just like the units that we have in our car, which are
Right.
called BoS car units,
Yeah, right.
there is a 90-day period of time, I believe it is. I'd have to double check since I've never owned one of these, or
Right, no.
maintained one of these. But there is a process where we are required to bring in a third party that is certified by the state, kind of in like weights and measurements type
Right.
of a thing,
Yeah.
to look over the unit, they test it, they make sure that it's operating correctly and there's no mechanical defects, then they put a sticker on it. And all of that information is transposed onto our traffic citations, so that if somebody gets a ticket, it tells you who was the person that calibrated it,
Right.
the date and the time, make sure that it's
Yeah,
all.
that way you're protected.
Correct.
Any idea what the calibration cost is for that?
You know, it's relatively minor. I'll be honest with you, when we were getting the units done, we were using a company up here in Telford called David Heiser's. And David Heiser's was calibrating, and we were doing multiple units for $150
Yeah, that's
a time.
cheap.
It's not
That's cheap.
really, it's not a huge
I was just
budget item.
wondering. Okay, thank you.
I just wanted to make
Oh,
a
sorry.
comment. This is a real good news story, and I think everyone here and everyone who's not here will applaud you. Thank you. This is- Yes. Everyone's concerned about safety and speeding and their kids and their dogs and everything else. So, I mean, if there's a way that the township can put this up on the website or on the Facebook
Sure.
page and let the community know
We
that
don't
they're
want
moving
them
in the
to.
right direction.
I would rather we buy this and never write a ticket again because they all go 25. I don't,
Yeah.
that would be great. I want them
Yeah.
all to know
It would
that
be-
there's
it
this
would-
radar.
It would be the best.
I gotta tell you, I've
$4,000
never
investment.
gone out and run a speed detail where I've seen that quick of an effect. And it was just so evident towards the end of the afternoon before I left to go get dinner, just driving down the road, watching how slow people were going. And it was because it was spreading and people were talking about it. People saw us out there today and they were curious to see this device, and then they saw the police officers down the street flagging people in. So I think that it educates as well as enforces, so.
First Life for Main Street, Spring Mount. My own question, you said it takes care of the line of sight issues.
It does.
Does it also help with the upgrade, downgrade issues as far as ticketing?
Well, you know, I know that there's been some comments before, because when we take our citations to court, this is more of the adjudication process. You know, when we get in front of our judge and different district justices have different theories on this. It's not that you can't write a citation with somebody going downhill. District justices obviously represent the people that they serve, and in fairness, a lot of district justices have said, and not just Maurice Saylor, our current district justice, I've been in front of other judges that feel the same way, that they don't want to see enforcement on the downslope unless we have mitigating circumstance. The reason being is that they feel that that would be more like a mistake of the mind versus a mistake of the heart with intent. We do have some topography issues
Right.
that we deal with, but once again, we went out today, my corporal and I went out today and we scouted various locations really for the purposes of trying to find the best plateau to run these things. And I think that the result will be the same for the whole length of the roadway. But we're feeling very confident that on both Main Street and on Zieglerville, we found good locations. And that was something that we
My
really had
driveway.
troubles with before, so.
Cause I'm right at the top, I'm in the old firehouse, so I'm
Okay.
right at the top of the crest of the hill, so if someone's
that was
coming
a-
up
We're gonna be right near
from
you.
here, you have to be pushing the gas pedal to hit 45 in
You
front of my
do.
house, so that's like intense.
It is.
In either direction, so you can sit my driveway all you
Well,
want.
we appreciate that. We were actually looking right across the street from where you
Okay.
are. It's one of the places where we'll be setting up, so.
Okay, great.
You'll see us out there, and we're gonna do this based on our, once again, using the radar recorder. That was the first device that we deployed to determine the times on when is a good time for us to be there. And so that we get maximum effect. And as I said, I know that there's a lot of talk within communities. It was even part of the issue with the radar bill about people. This is not money-making for us. I am not somebody that tells my officers, I expect you to go out and write tickets. That is not me. We are doing this purely for safety. And, as I said, 56, we got a lot today. As long as the lesson was learned, if the judge throws out 56 tickets, he throws out 56 tickets. It's not a money-making situation. It's about the enforcement. It's about knowledge and awareness. And it's about people understanding that, it hurts when you get a $200 ticket, because I'm gonna tell you, that was the average citation cost that was handed out. It was $200.
So how fast is that to get a $200 ticket?
Well, I gotta tell you, sadly, it's not that fast. We're talking, we're giving people the minimum required, about 11 miles over the speed limit before enforcement. I would say that probably the speeds that we were seeing out here were 45 to 50 range on Spring
It's
Road.
easy to.
So, and the highest, we actually had, and the other thing that was great about this is it's the peripheral enforcement. We got people with additional offenses that went through and had other problems, other issues, including the fastest speed that was recorded was in the higher 50s. And that guy has an ignition interlock system on his car. Probably somebody that shouldn't be driving in that capacity to begin with, but he got a big ticket, and he was saying that this may affect his ability to continue to drive. And sorry, you shouldn't be on the roads.
Right.
And you shouldn't be driving that way if you have an ignition interlock
Right.
system to begin with, because you had issues. So I see the benefit for our community as being enormous.
All right, thanks.
One more comment, again, I want to applaud you, thank you for doing this for us as a community. We've struggled with this for many years. I've lived on 11 Zieglerville Road, I've lived on Zieglerville Road for now, since 2004, and I live on the flat level.
I
So
know
you're sure you
your
find out,
house,
right?
yes, I did.
But again, as noted, there are people who drive with intent. When you're coming down the hill, I could see 35, 40, but when you have someone passing your house doing well in excess of that, there's the intent. So
I agree.
we again appreciate the effort that you've made for us. And again, obviously, there's been a lot of talk about devices being used.
Sure.
This, to me, speaks much more louder than a speed bump, and will resound within the community. So, yeah, I would applaud putting it on Facebook. Let's wake up some people, let's wake up not only adults, but younger people who are driving behind the wheel that just feel it's their right and entitlement to drive at whatever speed they like. So
I agree.
I appreciate it, thank
And,
you.
I wanna just reiterate one last thing, and that is that, I don't live in Lower Frederick, but I consider myself part of this community. My officers feel the same way, and it pains us when we hear people that are having issues and concerns, and they're just frustration. And that's what we're gonna be doing over this course of this year and into 2018, is that we are responding in a response to these specific issues, these specific concerns, and we want you to know that we're in this with you. We're here to resolve these problems.
One
Thanks,
question,
Paul.
Paul, as regards to, where I live. Yes. We've had this discussion many times.
Sure.
Is that capable to do something up there, even on a wider road like that?
It doesn't matter at all. The agency that I borrowed this from uses it on 422.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned.
So, you can use it in a highway application, you can use it on a rural road application, there's no
My
limitation.
driveway's free and anything else.
We'll be
I
looking
think
for
we're all gonna be
places to
putting,
set up.
where's the lottery? We're gonna put bids in for our driveways.
All right, I'll learn some. Good. Okay.
Thanks, Paul.
Public Works, Tom, do you have anything?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing, what are you, hanging out all over? Shoot.
I'm on vacation.
All right, I guess I'll just go into my report.
Yeah, go ahead.
I guess when the meeting dates were originally scheduled, we had a meeting scheduled for the December 5th and December 26th. I would like to cancel the 26th meeting and move that to the 19th.
Okay with me.
Do you have to advertise that, Jim?
We do.
Yes. Do you need us to prepare it, or you got it? Okay.
Need a motion to advertise?
We do, yes.
Okay. I'll make a motion to advertise, change the workshop meeting from 19th, or to the 19th from the 26th. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next item of business you have in front of me, we had motion to advertise the preliminary 2018 general fund budget.
I'll move. Second.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Talking to Damon earlier today, we actually took care of 2017 number 56, which
Yeah.
was the tapping fees. That was erroneously sent to me, which I thought we needed to discuss tonight, so you guys took care of that previously this year.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, right, yeah, we did that before.
With that being said, resolution on your agenda is 2017-57, actually that would become 56 now. And that is the PennDOT master casting agreement. That's just an agreement with PennDOT. When they do redo roads, they manhole or they, and speaking to Carol, it takes care of the manholes.
Right.
Exactly.
Need a motion?
Yes.
I'll move. Second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next item, motion to approve resolution 2017-57, that will move up as well. Amending the per annum and quarterly sewer rentals and rentals for non-residential properties.
Although, before we can pass the resolution, we have to do the ordinance
Okay,
that
all right.
allows.
Just a question on that, that's basically so we can treat them separately? Is that the idea?
Well, we had already passed a similar ordinance for residential sewer rates
Right.
in the past. That basically did the same thing as this, it allows those rates to be set by resolution instead of by
Oh, right,
ordinance.
okay,
So you
got
don't
it.
have to incur the expense of advertising the ordinance
Understood.
every
Okay.
time you wanna make a change. So this is just kind of catching up
Bringing
with
this one
that,
to
more or
date,
less.
up
Yeah.
as far with the other one, okay.
I need a motion.
So I'll move to approve ordinance.
Resolution.
So what are we doing?
2017-3
Yeah, right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Right, we gotta do the ordinance first.
first,
before we-
which has been advertised.
Okay, then I'll move to approve ordinance 2017-3.
Okay.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And
Now,
now I'll move to approve resolution 2017-57, amending the per annum and quarterly sewer rentals. Is there a second?
For non-residential.
Right.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
okay. Last item is motion to approve the allonge, which is an amendment to the general obligation note series 2015, which was the borrowing for the sewer plant construction. That allows us, instead of having to draw down that money by December 1st, now we'd be given, at this point, 6 months. We're still working for 12 months.
Great, it'd be great to get 12. So this will be a 6-month request. You're asking for
Correct,
this
with
motion?
possibility of going for 12 months.
So basically, you just need us to approve the allonge now. You'll find out hopefully by tomorrow.
Before December 1st, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And then it'll just go into effect. We don't have to note the term right now?
Right, so the way I understand it, you tell me if I'm wrong, Kevin, is that the bank has agreed to give us at least 6 months.
Right.
They know we're asking for 12 months, so you can approve signing the allonge with the understanding that you're getting, no
Guaranteed
matter
6
what, it's a
months.
benefit to the township. You're either
Right,
gonna get
right.
benefit of 6 months, or if the bank agrees, you'll get 12 months, but
Right.
it's good either way.
Yeah,
Right.
okay, all right. So we're covered either way.
Right, so we only pay, we are only paying interest on the monies that we draw
Right.
down. It's not the monies that are still sitting in the bank.
Good.
So,
That we haven't taken yet.
right, so we're-
Motion.
very good, I'm fine with that, it's a
Yeah.
good job, nice job getting that done. I know there was a lot of back and forth on that and
Under
conversations.
time constraints.
It is, yeah,
I'll
it's
make the
under
motion.
time constraints as well, so I heard a motion, I'll second it. Are we all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. And you took care of the other bills, so I'm good.
We did. Nice job, a lot of work done here tonight. I guess if there's, we've had plenty of public comment, but, I mean, I'm not gonna object to anybody that has a minute or two of a statement or something you wanna say. If not, we're adjourned. I'll move to adjourn. Is there a second?
I'll second.
We're adjourned.
Thanks, folks.
Nice job. Good work. Less than 2 hours.